Today, I want to talk about some daily habits that help to strengthen any relationship. Now, the two things that come to my mind instantly, and many of you may be saying, oh, yes, yes, I know this already, but truly, it is time and effort. Time and effort. And let me break that down. But what does that mean? Daily effort, right? So many of us put a lot of time, effort, attention, and intention into our business, into our creating of wealth, into our career, right? Sometimes we also put time, effort, and intention and attention into our bodies, into hanging out with our friends. But it is still a bit of an old paradigm for us not to put so much time and effort into our romantic relationships. And this is why many romantic relationships end up falling apart. Somehow we think that just magically the romance will stay, right? The chemistry, the passion, the fire, the fun, the connection will just magically be there, even though we are not putting much time and effort into it. So, that is what we're going to be discussing today. So, time and effort, what does that look like? It obviously can be different for different people. It can be different for men versus women. So, I'm going to kind of paint a broad general stroke for all. So, anybody who watches this can utilize it. Okay, some things that you can do to cultivate these things daily. Texting each other. Maybe you send just like a cute little sext in the middle of the day. Like something that is unpredictable, something that is unlike what maybe you've done in the past. Maybe makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable, but also makes you feel a little bit flirty and playful and naughty, right? If you've done pictures, write some sexy poetry and send that, or just send a quick little, can't wait to be with you tonight. It doesn't matter. Let your imagination create this. Okay. Another thing that you can do is when you are with them, presence matters. Don't watch the game. Don't watch the news. Don't be scrolling on your phone when your significant other is trying to talk to you. Put everything else away, all distractions away. Put children away. Put the television away. Focus your attention on them. Eye to eye. You're there. You're here. Presence. Presence is such a big deal, especially for men towards women. But men, of course, love it too. But women, especially, presence, men, is a big deal. So, all of you, put the phone away, turn the TV off, put it on pause, take the kids for a nap, or go have them go play in the playroom, but make the time and then be present. Okay? Some other things you can do. Dates. Dates are very important and make them fun, and they don't have to be dinner and a movie, or it doesn't have to, you don't have to five-star it all the time. You can go for hikes. You can go play putt-putt. You can go go-kart riding. I love doing that. That's fun because I'm super competitive and I'll smash into you because I want to win. You can go to the zoo. You can go horseback riding. In fact, I highly recommend doing things out in nature if you like that, because it's fun, it's light, and you just feel different. You just feel better when you are in that. Of course, you can, go to comedy clubs, like figure out some of the things that both of you really enjoy doing that doesn't feel so monotonous or been there, done that kind of a thing. Brainstorm. What would be really fun for us to do tonight? What would we really enjoy? Sometimes it's just cuddling on the couch. Here's an idea. Have sex dates. Create dates where time is not relevant. In other words, what I'm saying, you're coming back to presence again. Presence is huge. A woman does not want to be rushed when it comes to intimacy, when it comes to sex. Men, of course, can become pleasured sooner, faster, than most women. Women do take more time, presence, and attention. So if you really want to spice things up, I didn't even realize I was going to go down this path, but hey, here I am. If you really want to spice things up, gentlemen, create multiple hour sex dates so that neither one of you are rushed or worried. What time is it? Let's hurry up. There's nothing romantic about let's just hurry up and get this over with. Or there's nothing romantic about your sex life, your love life feeling like something that's on the to-do list. That's a chore, right? So create the space. Get a babysitter for the kids if you have little kids, right? Create the space, the mood, the environment, the opportunity to just be together without time mattering. Mattering, is that a word? Doesn't matter. And without time being relevant, right? Hours. Imagine. And imagine you just explore each other's bodies. You take your time and you're fully there. No distractions, phones away, television off, light some candles, burn some incense, dim the light, wear something sexy, put on something sexy like cologne or lotion or essential oils. Did I say burn some candles? Burn some candles, set the tone, and play some really beautiful music that gets you in the mood. Okay, there's that. What other things can we cultivate when you communicate? Lots of people say, oh, communication is so important. Or they say, oh, yeah, I'm a great communicator. Yet they talk over you, yet they don't actually hear or they're not really listening because they are speaking, or, yeah, they're speaking to be right, to win, or they're listening to you so that they can give you a rebuttal, right? Communicate, speak, and listen, both to understand and to be understood. So again, presence keeps coming up in this. Make eye contact. When your beloved is talking to you and you are looking them in the eyes, that sends the signal to them and you, I'm here. I see you. I hear you. I'm listening. I'm understanding. That is so important for cultivating healthy behaviors in successful romantic partnerships. So when you are communicating, do it slow with intention to be understood. If you are feeling triggered, talk about it. Let each other know what your individual, you could say, nuances are, what your buttons are, so to speak, right? We all know that person who can push our buttons. It's usually the people who are closest to us. So if certain things push your buttons, make sure you communicate that so that you both have that understanding, and your beloved, when they accidentally push a button, and you say kindly with love, hey, not cool. Remember that thing I told you? Whatever it is, right? So healthy expressions of communication. Talk to each other with love, loving. I think it's so crazy sometimes. And I used to be in romantic partnerships like this too, where when you communicated and you say you were upset about something, all you cared about was winning the argument. And so you would bring up something from, say, 5 years ago, 5 months ago, and use it as weapons in order to win this argument. It's ridiculous. So, presence, deep breaths as you guys are communicating with each other. Okay. Sometimes people also need, say, your beloved works outside of the house. There's lots of people who are working inside the home now, right? But they work outside of the house or they work inside the house. It doesn't actually matter. When they're done with the work, ask them, what do you need? What would make you feel loved? right now because often we're so personally involved in our own stuff and in our own world, and maybe we haven't talked to them or saw them all day because maybe they were just really busy or you were really busy, and then we just want to be like blah, 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 and just like just spill out everything from the day, not thinking that maybe they need a minute. Maybe they just need to decompress and they don't want to hear anything for a little while. Maybe they need an hour. Maybe they want to go take a shower. Maybe they want to meditate. Maybe they just want a little bit of alone time. So have these conversations. What do you need right now, babe? Don't like bombard them or overwhelm them with multiple questions, if that makes sense. Of course, another thing to cultivate healthy daily habits is have lots of sex. This is super important. And I will tell you, men who are watching this, women love sex as much as you. And any of the women who are watching this who are like, men just want sex and we don't, I will tell you, every healthy relationship, healthy, I promise that word, healthy, has lots of sex. Now, of course, there's different times in our life when sometimes that can take a bit of a pause. So I don't want any of you to get all like worked up if you're maybe hitting a dry spell, if you will. Right around the time when we have children, it definitely puts a bit of a damper on the sex life. And don't let that be an excuse because it's a reason temporarily, especially right after the baby, because, well, it will harm the woman if you do that, right? But then there's also exhaustion and there's also mm, busyness. But again, little bit of a reason, and then don't let it be an excuse because when we're really into our person, we want to be with them. We want to express that. That is another expression, sex is another expression of love for our beloved, just like holding hands, just like kissing, just like cuddling. And let's talk about that. How about sometimes, right? When here's another great thing to cultivate daily, touch without the pressure of it having to turn into sex. Notice these words that I punctuated purposely. If it just naturally progresses and both of you are like, oh, yes, I want it, right? Rip your clothes off. Wonderful, beautiful. How about cultivating touch, cultivating massage, cultivating holding hands, cultivating, playing with the hair or just caressing without the expectation or the pressure that this has to next evolve into sex. That is huge for so many women, fellas. Huge. Because often women feel that that's all you men want. And you and I, we all know that's not true. That they want it too. They want it too. But sometimes you men can come on a little strong in that department, and the women can feel like that's all they are to you. So when you are just present and touch was just love, not, let's go at it, babe, kind of expectation. And again, if it happens, it happens. Gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, right? But in your mind, you just want to give her a massage, or you just want to play with her hair, or you just want to, draw her a bath. Okay. That just made me think of another thing. Do little things for each other. Do little things that tell them, and you know your beloved more than anyone. Okay. So little things that tell them by that little thing that you know them deeply, that you are thinking about them, right? It doesn't have to be flowers. It doesn't have to be, again, always like a 5-star dinner. It doesn't always have to be like jewelry or something extravagant. It can be a little love note. It could be a cute little voice note. It could be they overheard something that you told somebody else that you really liked, and then they just went and got it, right? Little things. And again, what it says is that you get them, you love them, you're listening, you're connecting, you're hearing, they matter to you. Other things are talking on the phone more often instead of texting when you're away from each other. I think texting is it's easy, right? It's easy, it's quick. You can be in the middle of a meeting and just literally just grab it and be like, do, 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 right? I don't text like this. That's freaking hilarious. Do, 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 do. But it can also be impersonal. Let's be real, right? When I text, I always make sure I have plenty of emojis so that it feels more personal. But there's really nothing more personal than being in somebody's presence, of course, but when that's not possible, then hearing their voice, right? You can even FaceTime them, although I'm not a huge fan of FaceTiming, but that's just me. It's like for long distance relationships, like you have to and until you're ready to hop on a plane again, but at least hear the voice, listen to their voice. So call them or accept the calls. Don't just always text. Okay, what else? Do some things together, like within the house. Cook together. One cooks, one cleans, or both cook together. Do things that feel like you're a team, but you're a sexy team and you are so into each other team. Like we're not talking about a platonic team. But I have your back, you have mine, right? We all want to feel that. Listen, relationships are shifting. And what it used to be was, in essence, the old paradigm was if you save me, I'll save you. The old paradigm was if you fix me, I'll fix you. The old paradigm was that our wounds actually is how we mostly chose our beloved. Now, of course, that's not the case for all of us, but if some of you who are watching this have been in relationships that felt less than wonderful, that felt pretty toxic, that felt unhealthy, you will know after you get on the other side of it, not necessarily while you're in it. Holy shit, my issues with my dad is the reason I attracted that person, or the issues that, I never forgave my mom is the reason that I attracted that person. Our wounds, right? So now the shift is more of a, you could say, wholeness, two wholes, rather than the old thought was two halves create the whole, right? In essence, incomplete, incomplete, or wounded, wounded, attract together to create wholeness. Well, the truth is, you're all whole. You have all already been whole, no matter what your experiences with relationships have been, okay? First and foremost. But now, so many people are breaking the patterns of their families' toxic relationships, unhealthy patterns. They are becoming better parents themselves. They're becoming better versions of themselves, right? And therefore, they are becoming better partners to their current or future beloved. So, this is where relationships are moving, where it's no longer, I need you. It's, I choose to be with you. I want to be with you. Not for financial reasons, not for survival reasons, not for anything like that, but because I want to be with you. I want to be with you. I desire to have you in my life. My life is great, and it'll be even more fun with you in it. So, much more, many, many, many more people are becoming much more selective when they're choosing partners and unwilling to settle. So, that could be another topic for another day. I'll get back to the original um, cultivating healthy habits for healthy relationships. Just know that though. Okay. Know that what I just said. So if you're feeling restless in your relationship, it's probably because one or both of you are becoming better versions of yourself. So within that, speak with kindness. Here's some other things. Here's some other things to cultivate daily. Okay. Always speak with kindness. Always speak with love. If you feel triggered, walk away, go upstairs, go for a walk. Don't just leave and not say anything to them, but literally communicate it. Hey, babe, it's really pissing me off right now, or I'm really triggered right now. Give me a minute. So important because why? What can happen in that instance? You or that other person can truly say something that they really don't mean, that they really are going to regret, and that is going to hurt, right? So cultivate enough love, compassion, respect for yourself and for your significant other to take that deep breath, literally like, all right, you know what? I'm feeling a little annoyed right now, so I'm gonna go for a walk. I'll be back in a half hour and we'll talk about this again. So, so good. So good for both of you. Okay. Start to do that if that's a thing. Do not bring up things from the past. It is so damaging. It is so annoying. It is so frustrating. It's in essence, you are using something that is long gone as a weapon to piss them off, to poke the bear, to, I don't know, make yourself right in the argument. Stop doing that, literally. Whatever it is in the moment, address it in the moment and let it go. Let the past pass away. I will tell you, the men that I work with, this is probably one of their biggest complaints that we as women love to and tend to do a lot of. Like, there's tons of memes about us bringing up something from like 20 years ago, right? Stop doing it. Stop. And if men, you're doing it too, just stop. Again, if you're experiencing something and it's an argument or it's a trigger, then in that moment, deal with it. Don't take it in. Don't stuff it down. Don't repress it. Don't tell yourself that you're being the bigger person or it's just not worth the argument. But whatever things you say to yourself, deal with it. The uncomfortability with it in that moment. Create the solution of whatever it is that needs to be said, that needs to be understood, that needs to be resolved in that moment, and then make the agreement with each other of we're letting this go, right? Don't bring it up anymore. Again, because it's damaging, right? And if you didn't bring it up then, like, why are you bringing it up now? That is one of the really annoying things that I see time and time again. And you know what? I did it in the past too, of course. When we don't know better, we don't do better, right? But I would tell you, you're all adults. None of us are little children who are watching this. So you all have responsibility to yourself to do better, to be better. There cannot be any more excuses of like, this happened to me and that happened to me. Cultivate inner healing. Work with someone to help you heal those parts that you're still potentially hanging on to that you want to make your beloved suffer for. Okay. There's another thing that we tend to do too, is we take uh, the experiences from our ex, say we were cheated on as an example, and then now make the future or current partner pay for what that other person did. So not fair. It's not them. But because you're so jaded and because you didn't do the work to heal, to self reflect, to take your own responsibility, because that's really all you can do. You can't make them take any responsibility or accountability. But how did you participate in this relationship? Forgive yourself, do the inner work. There's lots of great coaches out there, including me, that can help you with that, to cultivate that depth of knowing and understanding and compassion and forgiveness so that literally you're over it. You're over it and you're not dragging it along as baggage from relationship to relationship and relationship, and then wondering why your relationships turn to shit because you're bringing all the past with you. It's not fair, first and foremost. I mean, I remember one of my exes, his what was my second husband, his ex-wife cheated on him, and this is before I did any inner healing, any inner work. And he and she was with a personal trainer or something like that. So he was all paranoid about me going to the gym. So I say this crazy when I think about this, like who I used to be, but he would not allow me. That is so crazy to think of that, because the woman I am today would be like, allow me, what are you talking about? But he would not allow me to go to a gym, not even with him. So he built a gym in our house. Crazy when you think of it, because he was so worried that I would do the same thing that she did. So unfair, because that's not at all who I am. But I was paying, right? I was paying for who she was. This is what I'm talking about. You don't want to put this on your beloved, and you don't want to deal with that either, right? So cultivate that. Cultivate the necessary inner work so that you don't do that anymore. What else can I share with you as far as good daily habits? Again, make time for them, make the effort, be present, be there. We're so distracted these days. We have our phones, we have our children, we have our pets, we have our friends, we have television. There's so many. We have obligations, to-do lists, all these things. We're so busy and we're so scattered in the overwhelmment of busy, and so thinking we need to multitask everything, that very few of us even know how to cultivate presence. And I'll just do like a quick sharing. It's literally just being with that person and putting everything else out. Just put it out of your mind. Like the world is not going to fall apart for that 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes that you're with that person, present, eyes connected, listening genuinely, open heart, non judgmental, listening to understand, not respond, right? You're going to respond, of course, but when you listen to understand, your response or what you say is far more beautiful, is far more true, is far more authentic, is far more loving. So cultivate more presence, more effort. Healthy, beautiful, hot relationships don't require work. Take that word out, because often when we think, oh, it's work, it's work, it's work, it feels daunting, right? It feels like this obligation. You benefit when your relationships are thriving just as much as the other person. You both benefit. Otherwise, why are you even in it? Why are you even in it? It should be fun. It should be playful. It should be light. That doesn't mean there's not challenges. That doesn't mean that there's not disagreements. Of course, you're two different individuals. Of course, you are going to have that. But it is how you address those differences. It's how you talk to each other. Do you talk with compassion? Do you talk when you are truly present and you are really listening? Because when you're there, it's felt, right? And when you're really, really there and it's felt in that presence, walls come down if there are any, right? Hearts open if it feels like it's closed off because maybe they don't feel like they're being listened to, right? So communicate with presence, put in the effort, You know what your beloved enjoys. You know who they are. You know what they like, what they don't like. Think about the things that would surprise them. Think about the things that you know would light them up and it would just warm their heart and it would make them feel so loved, so considered, so appreciated. And start doing those little things, even if you just do one little thing a day, one little thing a day. Effort. And it very rarely requires that much money, believe it or not. Okay? And lots of sex and fun, play with each other. If your relationship is feeling a little stale, a little stagnant, a little boring, remember the things that you did in the beginning that were fun, that were playful, like banter and teasing each other back and forth with, of course, respect, right? Do more things like that. Do more things that make each other laugh. And again, keep it light, keep it playful. The best connections are are like a combination of great sex, really knowing that person at a deep level, not just what's your favorite color, this is your mom, this is your dad, you don't like this food, you do like this food. Like they know them, they know their inner child wounds, they know what happened with their mom and their dad, they know what hurt their heart, and they also know their greatest joy. They know the parts of you that you're embarrassed of, that you're ashamed of, that you'd rather nobody know. Like the deepest, most profound, beautiful connections know all about you, not just your light and shiny and beautiful and easy to love parts, but the parts that somebody somewhere along the line told you were hard to love, maybe were unlovable. Maybe it was you who deemed that to yourself because of something that happened in the past. Get to know those parts of your beloved and love those parts deeply. Don't use anything as weapons. Don't use the past as a weapon. Don't use something that happened. Don't do anything as weapons. It does so much harm to relationships. Cultivate love, kindness, respect. Again, lots of sex. Play. Little poking each other, witty banter back and forth. Respectful, of course. Little crossing the line is okay. And have fun first and foremost. That's probably the most important thing. I've enjoyed this time with you, and until next time, Melanie Verstrady here. Enjoy your day.